Bring you guys back down to level. Feels like you were oddly high. Maybe the lens got changed a little. You're a little further away, I think. Anyways, it's okay. It's okay. I like you a little further away. The camera's the exact same spot. I did have the camera out, recording the kids. Hopefully you guys will like this video that's coming out. The microphone's not doing real well, but I have ordered a new one. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I have noise suppression. There's an algorithm running, but like I'm getting the feedback while I'm talking into this one. I think this one shot, which is a shame. Which is a shame. And it's, you know what? The worst part is it might be my fault. It might be my fault that it's shot. I know it's a shocker, but I do make mistakes every once in a while. It's a shame because I like this microphone, but I refuse to buy this microphone again. That's a thing that I have. I want to try a different microphone. But yeah, I think anyway, let's do some coding. Let's get some code written, done. You know, I do know that the camera is more zoomed out because you can see like the crap on the ground. My server rack is down there, and you can see it's blinking lights. It's kind of distracting. I guess it could be like part of the shot if it was up higher, but it's low enough that like, yeah. Yeah. I don't have anything more to say to that. Oh, how's everybody's week going? Thursday. We're almost there. We're almost there. All right. Pre-roll aside. So Dutch, this is why I do the ads at a very prescribed time, is to get rid of pre-roll ads. And they're doing ads at like 10 minutes in. So you joined right around. The mic sounds fine to you. That's good. I'm glad that mic sounds good to you. It's not okay. It's not okay, but I am running a algorithm to reduce the noise, and it's dealing with it fine, so you guys shouldn't hear. One of the most annoying part is I do hear it on my end. So like it's annoying. If nothing else, it's annoying on my end. But I'm glad that it's not bad on your guys' end. But yeah, I did work on it. One of the reasons I was a little late. How's your week going, Dutch? How's your week going? Do we want a little music? I think we do want a little music. I'm in that type of mood. I don't know. That's not really what I meant. I like some music. Good evening, Dezo. How are you? Going finally getting to look at some code. What language are you looking at again now? I'm glad your day's going well, Dazo. I'm glad it's going well. What are you programming these days in, Dutch? C#. You've joined the, Hey, for your C#, I'll celebrate by using Edge for a little bit. We're testing out Edge, seeing how it does. So far, I actually really like it. You get free Copilot with it. So if you don't want to pay for Copilot, you get free Copilot. Your everyday AI companion. How are you liking the C#? You know, I think C#. Now, this Saturday, we're going to do... Okay, so we actually have a couple fun things coming up. This Saturday, we're going to do our tier list for languages. And I think C# is a sleeper. This is a little bit of a insight. I actually think that if I was to pick a garbage collected language to use, it would be C# or Camel. Like, it'd be one or the other. I really do. And I think one of the powers of C# is just the number of quality libraries that are out there is fantastic. It's fantastic. Nice joke, Dazo. Nice joke. That's every Java developer. I wanted to check something out really quickly. We're probably not going to do a whole lot over here in Twitch chat, but I just wanted to... I actually had an idea, and I thought I was going to get to it before stream, but then I had to like get the filter on the mic because the static was getting so bad. So I was messing with that, and there was a lot of effort there. Oh, wow. Unfortunately, Dutch, it's the condenser. You want to know a sad story? And it's not me using C#. But the sad story is, this is a fantastic microphone, and it probably would have lasted for a long time. I did not punch it. So it requires a lot of gain. And to do that, I have, I can't really show it to you, I don't think. No, I can't get it on screen. I have a thing in between it and the preamps to give it some clean gain. And that thing requires 48 volts. It's called Phantom Power. That thing requires 48 volts. And so I was moving stuff around to record the kids because they're in the next HTMX video. We had a lot of fun. Hope you guys like it. I will post it on Discord when I release it. But what happened was we were rearranging audio stuff to record them and everything. And when I plugged everything back in, the cloud lifter was not between the microphone and that. So the 48 volts went to the microphone. Yeah, it's pretty sad, and it's my fault too. It's my fault too. I can't even like point my finger at somebody. So this microphone doesn't want ghost power. It doesn't want the phantom power. But the cloud lifter does. And so if you plug this microphone directly into the preamps, you have to turn the phantom power off. It was just a mistake. And, you know, I've had it for 5 years. It's served me well. I can't stand the feedback. I'm glad that I got it all tweaked out for you guys. Not tweaked out. That was the wrong word. I was tweaking it. So I think it's good for you guys. But it is pretty loud on this end, so. Yeah. I was going to say, at 5 years... It's like $60 a year. It should have lasted longer, but it's also not a travesty. It's not a travesty. I'm more mad at myself. I'm very mad at myself. Giving Jeff Bezos his money. You really enjoying the data structures course by Primogen? Awesome. That's awesome. That's really good. I'm glad you're liking it. Okay, so he does have quite a bit of enthusiasm, doesn't he? Yeah. I want to do more things like that in the future. I don't want to repeat a lot of the stuff that's done, but I do want to do some stuff like that. So my problem that I've had with this entire I need to talk to Toggle a bit about this. Oh, so we have some stuff coming up. Like I said, we're going to do our tier list for languages on Saturday. And we're going to talk more about this Saturday, but we actually have something coming up. Togglebit and a couple of us are going to do a collab this next I think it's going to be February. I think it's going to be February 1st through the weekend. So that's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not all of the specifics are not all of the specifics are completely figured out at this point. So, you know, don't quote me and be like, but the idea that we're going to do is this a code relay. And so how it's going to work is instead of a 24-hour stream, we're having a lot of the coding devs on Twitch basically pass a baton. But there's a catch. We can't watch the other coders' streams. So the plan is that we're going to be building something, but we don't know what the other people were building except for the code. Like at the end of your stream, you do a single commit message with all of your code. And it's supposed to be when you pass the baton, it's supposed to be in compiling mode. Then you raid the other streamer and they carry the baton on. So yeah, we're getting the timing worked out. I think this will be a lot of fun. There's we're doing a couple things. So there's only the standard lib. No other libraries. So anything that you want to do, you have to do with the standard lib, which I think will actually help me learn the standard lib, because a lot of times it's like if I want to do threading, I just use Tokyo because I'm lazy and it's easy. You've seen game jams that have done that? Yeah, so I think it's going to be pretty wild because, again, we're thinking about coming up with a theme. Like maybe we'll come up with a theme that we hold to, but we'll see. And if people like it and enough people join in, then they like it and whatnot, we'll probably do another one. But basically, it's a 4-day stream. Hopefully, we'll see if we get all the timings worked out on the same code base. It should be fun. The idea is to have fun. So, anyways, we're gonna be doing that next week. Because of that, I don't know if I'll stream on Tuesday because I'm streaming it might be that I stream in the morning on Thursday and in the evening and in the morning on Friday and in the evening on Friday and in the morning on Saturday and in the evening on Friday. So if I'm doing that, I probably won't stream on Tuesday just because I'm an old man and that sounds like that would suck. So, don't So yeah, you guys should come and support all the people doing it. Toggabit, Modprog. I know Modprog's in chat every once in a while here. Myself. There's a few other people that I don't know as well. I know Londo has been in chat sometimes. I don't think I don't know how to pronounce her name, has ever been in my chat, but yeah. So we're gonna do a Rust code relay. Then maybe we'll do maybe, you know what, I know that there's some Go. You know what, I will see if the Primeagen will do a code relay with me in Go sometime. I'll see if I can't get some Go developers, people on my level of streaming, the people that have really hit the stride just like me, like the Primeagen and Pirate Software. The people on my level, those people. The smaller streamers, yeah. You can post links. Go for it. You should be able to post links. Just post one and then see if it goes through. There you go. If you post two, that's the dangerous territory. Wait. Let me turn the music off. We'll check this out.
Pass the Game Challenge. In this series, developers make a video game but without any communication. So developer 1 works on the game, then passes it on to the next creator who must continue working on the project where the previous dev left it. This makes for fun twists and huge misunderstandings. Typically each developer gets about 4 hours, but this time around we've given each 10 hours. These Pass the Game...
1 second, I gotta up the quality. My goodness, that was unviewable.
Game challenges often lead to really unique creations, such as a spaceship building service.
My goodness, these people, this is like 500 hours for me. I'm not great at game dev, but this is like 500 hours. Okay, so yes. I suppose they're probably reusing assets and stuff that they already have. They're not making all of those things on fly. Okay. Yep, this is exactly what we're doing.
Survival game or titan smashing boss rush? Will these 5 new developers create something great or fail miserably and leave us with a broken mess? You'll never guess the huge twists and turns this project is about to go through, nor the insane end result.
So we were thinking 2 hours. Maybe we need more time. Maybe 2 hours isn't enough time. We don't need to watch this entire thing. That, I think, is what's going to happen. I think it should be a really fun and entertaining stream. What I'm going to try to ask people is I'm going to see if we can't record all the streams so I can put a like highlights video out on my channel. I'll see if we can't do that, because I think that would be pretty fun. So yeah, this is basically what we're going to do over a 4-day period of time. Hopefully it's a continuous stream, because we're gotten people from around the world. If it's not a continuous stream, it should be we're going to have a title, and we should be streaming most of the time. So, and like I said, if people like it, we'll do more of them. Okay, I'm going to have to just ask Toggle about this, because I do not see any way. So my problem that I have at this point is this state is impossible to change from another thread that I found. I'm not saying it's actually impossible. I don't know of a way to do it in Rust as it's currently set up. I don't know of a way, because what happens is that basically this function has to return the state. This is the thing that this state is that piece of information. And how it's written here, this state is just basically a pointer. This at dynamic is a reference to a interface. This interface of state, or in Rust's case, a trait. And so you can't copy and return the copy, because then the copy gets destroyed. We could maybe make state a smart pointer. Maybe that's what, maybe that's what we need to do, so that we could copy it and return it. Like string. This feels less fantastic. But I'm gonna have to just talk to him about it. But yeah, Dutch, hopefully it all changes between devs. I'm excited about it. I'm hoping that people like it, and we get to do more of them in the future with different languages and different themes. I think a high overarching theme would be great. Like, not something super specific, but something to help people. Like with a game jam, you have the idea that it's a game. So you're trying to make a game. That's at least a high level theme. If you had nothing like that, it gets very like the first dev could be making a graphic processing pipeline, and then like the person that gets it sees X and Y's coordinates. I mean, hopefully it changes drastically. That's kind of the idea. So I don't know. Maybe we try it both ways. We'll see how it goes. But this is cool. I'm actually going to share this with Toggle. All right. Well, so Dutch, so Dutch, this is where it gets best. It's not a one time. You don't just get 2 hours. You get 2 hours 2 times a day, in the morning and the evening, 4 days. Right? So you get to touch it a little bit and influence it a little bit, and then you get to do that again. Maybe that's terrible. Maybe that's terrible. Maybe it's fantastic. I mean, especially for me, like I could do it on a Saturday or Sunday, but like I can't stream that much on a work day, unfortunately. All right. Yep. So I'm done here. I cannot do anything here that I know of. Oh, I just learned I is the jump list to go forward in the jump list, which is cool. And I learned that it was called the jump list, I think. You know what I hate? When you don't know the word to search. You're like, to go forward and backwards in Vim, and they're like, oh, J and K, and you're like, no, I mean like to go forward and backwards in Vim. Sometimes between files, sometimes not between files. Just, I don't know what that's called. The very first time that this caught me was when I was learning to code C++. And in C++, you have, oh gosh, it's like void my function, and then, it looks something like this. And then there you can do this, and obviously this would be in a class definition, but you could do something like this, and you're setting it equal to 0. And so literally I on a Stack Overflow asked what setting a function equal to 0 meant, because I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea. Because I had just seen this in code. And it's called a pure virtual function. It's basically an interface. If you don't know, it's basically how you make, you could make an interface style thing, whether it's good, bad, and that's not exactly what it is. But anyways, I didn't know those words to search for, but then I got like dumpstered because people were like, hey, this has already been answered in this pure virtual function. Please search before you. And I was like, I did search. I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea what it was called. It was actually pretty bad. That was in the early days of Stack Overflow, and they got really aggressive. Later on, they mellowed out a little bit. But I got dumb. I never asked another question on, like, I literally, from that one experience, never asked another question. Like, I was just like, nope. No, not doing it. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to search. And so I was like, I will ask a question. And I tried to fill it out the best I could. I literally have never asked another Stack Overflow question. Yeah, yeah. Asking a C++ question was also a mistake, obviously. I made so many mistakes in that one question. There was just so much I didn't know about the internet at that time. Boy, was it a did I learn quickly. Uh, um yeah, that was a Okay, another thing that I want to learn to do. So in this project, I jump around between projects. So something like this, I'll be in the null operator. And because of Go, I actually have to open the projects individually. I can't open it at the root of Eddington. This is a feature of Go. So I can open this here, and now my language server works properly. GoPools is a fantastic project that only is hindered by the language that it supports. But now let's say I do whatever thing that I need to do in here, and GoPools actually is working. We'll just pretend that it's working. And now I want to go to the API server. At this point, I have to quit. I have to cd over to the API, and then I have to vim here. I feel like the same way, like I feel like the same way where, you know, we can use the jump list to jump around, you know, backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. We should be able to find some plugin to jump the file, navigate the file system with, like, maybe even not exiting Vim. That would be amazing. I am using NeoVim, yeah. In Vim, set wait, jump list for working directory. Dang it. Ooh, this is actually an interesting. To have the current position automatically added to the jump list, you can utilize the cursor hold event. Yeah, interesting. So we can make a combo for this to add a. This is not the problem we're trying to solve today. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have used jump list. Change working directory. I don't think this works. I don't think this works. We can try it though. Okay, so we're in this one. I believe I tried this. So if I just did this and then did null operator, does this now find stuff in the null operator? No. Wait. This is the null operator, not all right, so the next thing is, does Gopals accept it? Or is it gonna do this? Because Gopals is... Gopals... It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Harpoon 2. What happened to the first harpoon? Was it a miss? Did you miss? I'm sorry, it was just a harpoon joke. Gopals is the great best tool ever written. Wait. This is deprecating. All future changes will be on the branch Harpoon 2. I am on Harpoon 2. Harpoon 2 is deprecated for Harpoon 2? This is a recursive loop. I'm on the branch Harpoon 2. Has he just not... Oh, this isn't the exact same thing that I'm looking to do. This is like pinning a certain number of files that you want to go back and forth between. I mean, maybe CD just is the thing. I don't think it was working with Gopals, but this might just be Gopals. Like it's not even Gopals' fault because it's really Go modules that is really screwing us here. Let's see. We can CD over to... this looks right. Gopals seems to be... I thought I tried this like a couple months ago and it didn't work. But maybe that was just a hiccup? This is fine. I almost wish that, like, when I did the CD, it would open this up, like, just as, like, okay, you're in a brand new one. But this is fine. Yeah, so I feel like there was a reason I couldn't do this, because this has been on my list of things to figure out, but it seems like it's working. I'm going to try it with Rust really quickly and see if that works. Let's see. The Rust Analyzer powers up, is doing things. That looks like it's working fine. Let's jump over to the AI Manager service. We can hit the lib and the SQLite. Let's check fuzzy find and it has all of the right things. It seems to be doing okay. Next, I'll be Vue is better than React. I think nobody argues that. Everybody knows React, so like, you know, if you want to hire somebody that actually knows the thing, or do you want to train them? It's your choice. Do you want to get paid, or do you want to have fun working on the project? Oh, they use Vue? I kind of arbitrarily picked Vue. It was either solid Vue or Svelte that I was going to use for the front end of this. Just because if I'm going to spend time on it, I only know React. And so if I was going to spend time, I wanted to learn something. Solid seems really, really solid. From just like the reading, I read what other people were saying on it. I read through the documentation of all three of them. Honestly, I didn't. Svelte was like OCaml to me, and you know this maybe is me being too judgy too quickly. OCaml is a funky language to read, and I don't like it because of that. And this is a person that writes Rust, which a lot of people think is a funky language to read. So if Rust doesn't strike me as a funky language, like, I don't know, maybe OCaml, you could just not be quite so funky. Like, let's go look at OCaml code. I will show you some OCaml code if you guys haven't seen it. This is probably not the right way to do this. This isn't doing it justice. I mean, like one, I like, and this is bad, but like, no curly braces. I actually like curly braces. It makes it very hard for me to read with everything smashed together. Curly braces gives me a place as a human to see when one thing stops. I know that you can get these lines and things like that. But yeah, it's kind of a funky. It's a funky language. And I felt the same way with Svelte. Rust looks like Python, Golang, and JavaScript had a baby. Like I said, people complain that Rust is a bit. It's a bit funky, and I mean it's for good reason. It's stuff like this here that is weird looking to people. It's stuff like that is a little out of the norm. You know, honestly, I so wish that they would just remove the arrow. The stupid freaking arrow. It's there for no reason. It serves no purpose other than to annoy me that I have to press 2 keys when 0 keys would have sufficed. Literally 0 keys. This signified all I need to signify. It's easy to read. Like, this does not help me. And like, that's just as easy. And I'm a person that struggles with reading. So like, I get it. This doesn't help people that struggle with reading. It doesn't. Is that the only thing that you don't like? You don't like that mutable versus immutable? I love the mutable versus immutable. I think that's really, really good. You know how many times you shoot yourself in the foot? It's not even a foot gun. You just straight up shoot yourself in the foot by mutability that you didn't realize was mutable. Just the fact that you have to put mutable on there means that you have to it forces you to be like, it's not even hard. You just slap mutable on the front of the thing. But it's like, oh yeah, I have to ask for a mutable reference to this. It's good. I'm not good enough of a developer to not shoot myself in the foot with that. Oh, Dutch, you can with code. You can with code. That's what every junior developer thinks. I can't be dangerous with this. Oh. Oh, Dutch. Programming goes like Neo. Maybe not that bad. I don't know. I go back and forth on my love or hate of Go. I'll go in here and look at something like let's see. Don't get me started on the enums. I think every single time I need to use an enum in Go is when I just about lose it. I do hate it and love it at the same time. I really wish I didn't dislike the look of OCaml so much, because I'd love to have a garbage collected language. Like, so sometimes Rust is, you know what? I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I mean. IOTA. I will hate on IOTA. Yes, I will. I don't even know what IOTA comes from. But the fact that I have to use it is a reason to cause me great consternation. But I'm going to show you a great example of why Rust is sometimes rough for prototyping. And I'm not saying it's necessarily bad for prototyping, but I have a great example. I have a great example of where Rust can suck for we're going to Twitch alerts. It's literally the problem that we're having right now. This right here is a specific Rust thing, because if we had a garbage collector, I could just return a new copy here, period, and just be done. Handed a new copy, walk away. If we had a garbage collector here, this would be easy. And I'm not saying that it's good to... Dirk, do you have to leave because I offended you? Or do you have to leave? or for another reason. I hope it's not because I offended you. Okay. The #1 programming language in the world award.
So, Linus, you have added so much to the world of programming, but do you believe in the next generation? What are some of the interesting projects which you might have seen recently that gave you hope in the future?
I believe LaMaoLang is the single most innovative and most genius project to have been released in the past decade.
This is perfect. Perfect. What the crap did I just watch?
Okay, here we go. Senior.
So,
This is the universal closing tag. Oh gosh. Oh boy. Oh boy, you gotta buy a keyboard for this for this language. You should do a dev relay of this. We're not doing the dev. I don't have time to get a new keyboard. Trust me, I'm already sinking enough money into a new microphone, not doing a new keyboard. That's just I can't do a emoji keyboard. And like the thing is, I would have to have this emoji keyboard because there's no way I know where any of these are unless I'm just going to get a thing where I copy and paste them. And the whole stream is I'm just streamlining my copy and pasting of emojis. Like that's just okay. So this is HTML. This is body. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, so this Lamau is just an HTML. Okay. Okay. It's just HTML. Now, my real thing is until Lamau gets and this is real. I you know what, Dutch, I know you love your emojis, but until Lamau gets Tailwind support, how are we supposed to use this garbage? Like seriously. Seriously. I can't take this language seriously until it gets full Tailwind support. Okay? This guy's poisoning LLMs. You're welcome to use this in your training data set. Oh. Okay, anyways, I do hope that LLM was trained on this because I am definitely going to need some code completion to help me work through it. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. 4 people have forked this? What? What? 4 people forked this? And or updating it? Oh no. This is in this is in this isn't done. The MacBook was made for it. The MacBook was made for it. Candamis, how are you doing? I never actually got into any real work, and now I kind of don't feel like getting into any real work. You just set this as your homepage, like where you open it up to. Just straight to here. You know what? I think I do really think though, on what we were originally talking about before you talked about Lamau, is this. This would be such a simple thing if we had a garbage collector. And this is the type of thing, and maybe it's, like half the time I think it's probably just a skill issue. I'm not, I don't have a professional job where I work 24 hours writing Rust. And so maybe if I did that, I wouldn't have these issues as much where it's just like, actually, I don't, since this is an interface that I don't implement, I don't even know if this is actually possible. Like, I'm not sure the feasibility of doing this because it's an interface I don't own. Anyways, all of that being said, I think I know of a way to do this. I think it just smacked me in the face. Maybe. I might have a way to do this, possibly. I'm not sure it's great. But I might have a way to do this. But the way we're going to do it is super hacky. But my point being is when you have, because I've always said that I would love it if Rust came in two modes. One with a garbage collector and one without a garbage collector. I know, like, technically that's a very difficult thing to do. I know it sounds simple, but I know technically at the language level, it's a very difficult thing to do. And I'm not just saying, oh, it would be simple. But being able to run in GC mode makes things so much easier because I like Go. I love Go in its simplicity, and I love Go in, like, I just want to go bust something out. So, like, if you look at Eddington, half of what is done in Eddington would be harder in Rust. And this is why, like, I want to like Go every single time I touch it because, like, half of this stuff would be just more difficult. If we were to use something like Rust. Actually, none of this stuff would be. This stuff would be easy. This stuff would be fairly easy. But there are things like this this piece of data that can't be returned. That would be super easy. This is like a perfect example. This is for my argument. There are no standard libraries. No, see, that's my thing. Rust with a garbage collector is still better than Go. Rust with a garbage collector is still better than Go. They have union types. They have algebraic types. They're enums. They have a really strong type system, a really great trait and an interface system. So, like in Go, there's no way to say that a struct implements an interface. And so you can't actually know unless if you'll see this really dumb thing where they assign it at the top of the file to the interface just to validate that it's actually implementing the interface. It's the dumbest thing ever. Rust is a better language at its core than Go with a garbage collector. Like, if you put those two things as equal, I don't think there would be any reason to use Go ever. You don't need Tokyo. You don't need Tokyo. I contend you do not. Let's pull up some code to prove you. Let's look at this. Watch this. I'm on a roll here. We're gonna go back to yeah, this is the right place. NullDB database. So I think we'll go to main. No, compaction. All right. So here we go. This is it. Thread.spawn. This is a Go routine. Not really. This is actually a full thread, a full-fledged thread. This is a full-fledged thread. But that's actually something you don't get in Go. So you get a little bit more power here. A little more power. Now, the thing is, they don't have green threads natively. You are right on that. You have to use Tokyo, but Tokyo is the pretty standard. You just throw Tokyo in there. It's Tokyo. It's not like a whole bunch of different things. It's Tokyo. That's if you want to do Go routines, you get Tokyo. There are alternatives to Tokyo. If you could write one yourself, and the reason they don't put it in the core thing is because so for this, and this isn't quite the exact same thing, but we're talking about executors. There are actually other executors out there. Tokyo is the main one because a lot of people like green threads. But if you wanted an executor that actually is for parallel processing, not I/O intensive things, so Tokyo really works well with I/O intensive things. There are several other projects out there for, I am blanking on the name. I'll think of it as soon as we moved on to something else. Anyways, doesn't matter. That execute process heavy things, which Go just doesn't have and doesn't support. So Rust and Go take two fundamentally different paths. And you'd say this about serializing JSON too. That's just inside Go. That's just baked into Go. And it's wonderful and terrible at the same time. I've actually argued that it would be nice if JSON was supported directly in Rust. But at the same time, they don't support those types of things because the mantra they take is that the language should provide you the tools to do it how they would do it in the standard library anyhow. And if it does provide you that, then they don't have to bake it into the standard library and bloat the standard library. The standard library can be very standard-ish things. The alternatives to Tokyo, it's Rayon, Rust Rayon. I don't use it very often. This is like really multi-threaded, but it's an execution library just like Tokyo. But instead of green threads, it's looking at data parallelism and doing things on different threads. So this is the flexibility that doing it not like Go. So Go itself doesn't actually expose the stuff in the language to enable you to provide those types of things. You know, before they provided generics, you didn't have the way to make a hash map or a list. You only could just use the things provided in the language itself. And so that's kind of the different take they take on these things. It's just a different way of looking at it. I get your purview of it. Like, oh, you now have to know. And you know what? There are a few things that you just have to know. SerDes is for serialization. Tokyo is for green threads. You watch my videos, Dutch. You watch my videos. I actually have a video. Dutch, this is hurting me. I made a specific Rust video I made a specific Rust video. You can go check out my Rust playlist. My Rust playlist. This one. And it goes over the primary things for the different things. You go do that. I don't know. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But why isn't the standard flagging library better? Why don't we just make it all in the standard library? You now need to know that Viper, and not actually Viper, you really need to know Cobra also exists. Because if you don't know Cobra exists, how are you making a command line app that's worth crap in Go? You're really not. So you've got to have Cobra too. Where do they tell you to use this? And I mean, like, which gRPC library are you going to use? Or do you only use JSON? I mean, I guess the reason I don't see it as a big deal is that the language can't support everything. And obviously Go does support more things at the base, like JSON and green threads. But it shouldn't support a ton of things. So where is that cutoff? I don't know. I don't know the right answer to it. I don't even know that I know what the right answer is, because here's another thing. Do you innovate on the JSON parser? Do you guys make a faster JSON parser? Because I know that languages that don't have JSON support built into the language do. There's competing JSON parsers that are faster or more expressive or more whatnot. And you can pick the one that you like the best for your team, for whatever it is. There are zero copy JSON ones. There's fast JSON. Like, there's a lot of opportunities to have one that specifically works for you. Now, does Go have a whole bunch of... I don't even know. I've never even looked for it. I always use the default implementation too. There are actually one of the fastest alternative JSON parsers too. So they still make alternatives. It's got a B report. Uh-oh. But this is my point. Because you only use the standard library, you might actually be using a sucky one. This is probably not wrong. No memory allocations and 10 times faster than the encoding package. But everybody uses the sucky one because it's in there. Would it not be better if you used the better one and had to go, like the first time you used Go, you had to ask, hey, what's the best JSON library? I don't know the right answer. I'm not sitting here on a high horse saying that this is the right answer or not. Rust30 is a fantastic serialization library. It's not the fastest. There are faster serializers for Rust. Maybe this comes back to package management and Go is absolutely atrocious. Yes, I think like possibly that's part of it, where in Go you just kind of... Yeah, yes. This package management in Go is just... And like in Rust, I want to say like they've done something amazing, but it's not like anything groundbreaking. It's just simple and then to the point. It's nothing. Yeah, it's just simple and to the point, but it covers all the bases. One thing I didn't know, and I was corrected on this. I did not know that the Go proxy, proxy.golang.org proxies every single request. So if you do like Go mod download, Google caches that tool forever. I did not know this. Which this is good. I'm glad that they do it. Otherwise, there could be issues. And they did this a while back. This was like 5 years ago. Yeah, so they did this a while back, but yeah, I didn't know that they did this. I learned something just the other day. Oh, dude. This is what it's so easy to hate on Go when it's like, I want to change my repo name. And oh crap. I just broke everything. Like you're not wrong. Like that is a terrible, just changing the logging name is rough. So it's I have a love-hate relationship with it. I personally wish Rust would take a similar. I love this is a Git repo, and that you can just use a Git repo. Now, contrary, you can actually use like we could use a Git repo here. So let's say Bob's repo or something, and you could do, yeah, you could set it to Git and it will use it. So you can actually do this this way. I wish that it was a little bit more supported, but it's not. It's not. I think there's an ad about to start. Ooh, that's a bit loud. Ooh. I don't think that's very loud for you guys, is it? I'm just messing around while there was an ad. Oh, okay. So, I also think I'm going to try to... I guess I'll wait for the ad to be done. I think I'll wait for the ad to be done. Oh, you know what? No, I got it. I got it. You guys back from the ads. What were we talking about? I cut myself off while you guys were on the ads. I need an ad screen. That's one thing I need to do. Oh, you know what? I was going to tell you. I don't remember what I was going to tell you. I have no idea. It was stricken from the record. GitHub includes stuff. Yeah, I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I'm trying now to get this to auto import. Usually when the auto import doesn't work, it means there's something up with the Rust language server. Did we? Okay. This is this. It's saying similarly named struct metadata find here. Wait. I'm trying to think about how you could easily allow for package swapping underneath Go modules, but you can't unless all loggers implement the same interface. Yeah, I think that's an age-old problem, honestly. I think that's like a pretty common problem with those types of things. I think there should be a standard interface, honestly, for those. You know, who comes up with that, what that is? Everybody would, of course, get, you know, I personally like I like Uber Zap. I like Zap. I've been using it, playing around with it. That's what Eddington has been using. Doesn't get you the emojis, but seems nice. Unusable. No emoji support. Is that the reason it's unusable? That's right. It's not like you couldn't, put that information in words in the structured log that you could then search. You're right. You're right. I mean, especially if where is the Lamau language keyboard? I read. Oh, anyway, especially if your keyboard just has emojis on it, that could be really difficult. Really difficult. If that's your keyboard, we definitely have a problem then. So I'm thinking of updating this. I was originally going to do it this way, and the other night I had a nightmare that I had done this, and I was kind of terrified with myself. I think it should be like this. You can switch between Lamau and Go easily. Does that exist? I think this is like oh gosh. That's horrifying. So we need to move this stuff out of this. And the only reason was we need to give guarantees about being able to read the version. Because the idea is if you change the version. So let's say we do something like this. And this is and obviously there would be some version skew, but this is like and something. We have to be able to read the version in to know that, let's say the current version of this is this. And if we have a version 1, within a version skew, we should support upgrading it to the latest schema. Which means we've got to be able to read at least the version. Now, maybe this should go in here. I'm almost thinking this should go in there too. I gotta think on this. Maybe I should look at somehow other databases have done this. This gets very difficult to go check quickly, though. This part of the database is not a, let me just go really quickly and check. Hopefully somebody has written. Does this become like this and then like bite me? What? Oh. Okay. Okay. Should it just be yeah, actually, maybe it should be this. It doesn't really matter. If we have to read in this whole struct, it doesn't matter whether it's there or not. And we need to know how many bytes it is, because we need to know what to read in. And this needs to be a constant size so that we can read it in. Or our index needs to have a byte offset plus length in the index. So we either need to store this in the index, or this is a constant size, so we can just give the byte offset here for this, for this right here. We can read this in, and then we can know how many bytes to read for the payload. If we put it in the index like this, we could get rid of all of this and just have version sitting here, which is the version of the schema in here, which I kind of like that. But I don't know if that's a terrible thing to put in an index. And you can't just check the next key, because this index is a hash map, because the next key isn't necessarily the next one in the file. So you can't just say, oh, well, wherever the start of the next one is. You don't know where the start of the next one is. That's kind of the problem. Or the only problem I have with putting it here, the only problem is, what if we make a change to this? What if we want to make a change to the metadata that we store? We've kind of just shot ourselves in the foot. What if we do this? This is getting a little messy. I'm not sure if I like it. Both of these would be fixed size or known size. So for version 1, it's this size. For version 2, let's put this as version 2. Maybe we'll put in something else. And so it's a different size, but we would know by reading in version 2 that metadata would be larger. Is this the way? This feels... This feels. What does it feel? It feels wrong. Feels wrong. So then the other question that I keep asking myself is if this is for educational purposes. Do we get into these complexities? Because I almost feel like I'm starting to split hairs of like complexity. Like this is for maintainability. If we want to be able to update Scheme, well, if we really want to update Scheme, we can just nuke the data that we have, and that's fine. And so do I just go with that, or do I actually think about these details? Do you guys like seeing these types of details and thinking about them, or would you prefer just to get the high level concepts and move on? Talk a bit. You want ice cream? Toggle, everybody here. You know what? When I meet you in person, Togglebit, we'll do ice cream. We'll do ice cream. How's that sound? And it'll be on me. I'll pay for it. It's on me. I'll take you to your favorite place. I'll get you ice cream. Sure, there's something about getting something working. So with a database, this is the type of stuff that makes people never come back to your platform if you can't upgrade their data. Because effectively, if you don't think of this beforehand, you can't upgrade their data. You can't upgrade the database. They're just... You have to do something like export and then reload into the new database. So basically, you have to do a forklift. Like, that's the only way to upgrade a database if you've screwed this up. It does work. It works as it is right now. Right now, it's like this. On disk. It's right like this. And it works. Now, the reason is it's not going to work now because now we need index in there as well. And we could add this, but this is getting to the point where we actually just need a schema. And so we're giving it a schema. And again, I'm happy to not give it a version. I'm happy to get rid of this. Not all of that. Not all of that. This. I'm happy to get rid of all of this. And just put a byte and an offset here. That won't last forever. And that's why I was asking. Do you guys want to... What we've done this entire time with these episodes with the database is take one problem and move on. So I didn't know how deep you wanted to go on this problem. The schema on disk as a problem is one that we can go fairly deep on, but we can also just make it very simple and just be like, we're going to do a basic schema and do this. It has its problems. It has its issues. You know, there's a point in time to upgrade this database, you'll have to forklift or lose your data. Who needs upgrades when you write it That's right. I write most things perfectly the first time, especially while streaming. I find that I write better code while streaming than I do most any other time. Well, and that's why I never know, like, to talk about those things or not, because, again, I don't know. I know it's stuff that is a potential foot gun when you go to upgrade a database. Let me tell you, I know. I know some of these things. And I am only tangential to these things as well. Toggle. I have never gotten anything like that. So, counting my blessings. Are you going live here soon, Toggle? Should I be rating you? Not for a few hours. Man, so if my wife saw that, my wife would probably counsel whoever that was. Free of charge. Counsel, lecture, I don't know. Oh, I'm not going to make it for a few hours. I'm actually wrapping up. We looked at some fun stuff. Oh, people are excited about the code relay. Toggle. I told them about it, that we were going to do it. We need to flush out more times. I can't... What is 13 UTC? I can... Okay, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Cool. I can do that. So yeah, we're doing a code relay. I still think I might do a PR because I actually didn't put 13. I put noon. I put 12, I thought. At least I did the it was supposed to be 7 a.m. because that gives me 2 hours comfortably. But I can probably do 13. We can see what it's shaping up to be. I can probably do 13 to 15. But yeah, no, I want to keep a raid going. So the other thing is I can then pick up again later. Yeah, I can pick up again later this day. So I was thinking I would do it in the morning and then in the afternoon or evening. But yeah, so hopefully the idea is that we're going to keep it going. 0 dependencies, Rustlang only. Like I said, I'm going to get my, we'll do a Golang one at some point. I know that we have some Go people in my chat. We'll do a Go one at some point. I'll find some other streamers to do one if people are liking them in Go. But, standard library. We can use the standard library. Nothing else. I am so copy and pasting the entire Tokyo library over. That's like the first thing I do. It'll all be there. Copy and paste line by line. I'm just joking. I actually think that this is a good thing. This right here, the 0 dependencies. It's good for me because it will force me to figure out stuff in the standard library better. You know, I use a very small set of things from the standard library, and this is going to force me to, like, go digging through it to help me do a thing. Like, yeah, connecting to a TCP. I've never actually done it, but I know that you can with it. I always use, like, Axios or something like that. So all of those things are pretty straightforward with the standard library, but I just never used it for that. So I never do this anyways. It's not like I put comments in my code. That's too much work. Yeah, Toggle, I agree. The dependencies can be a real sink, especially if the people aren't familiar with them. But I also think it's just a cool learning experience just to like better force yourself to do those things. I think that you could like agree collectively on like you can use Surdy and Tokyo. Like maybe you could for a future one agree on like 3 or 4 libraries that will just be automatically included at the very start. But it is not like writing vanilla JavaScript, Dutch. Don't make me ban you. It's not like writing. This is actually pure fun. Pure fun. Writing vanilla script. I can't even use the words on Twitch to describe what writing vanilla script is like. That's all I can say. Dang it. Dang it. I'm not always perfect about you know, sanitizing the stream. Toggle, I started. Check that out. Did you see that? I hope you saw that. I started immediately. Somebody, I guess somebody at work follows me. And they're like, oh, what is this code relay? Like, what does it do? What's interesting about it? I was like, nothing is interesting about it. Just move on. Don't ask questions. The things I have to do. Absolutely. I'm very excited about it, Toggle. I'm very excited about it. I think it will be a ton of fun. I'm excited to like be sitting here waiting for the raid to then do like, you know, my git command, have it like already typed out so that I will git pull, and I'll be sitting there waiting, and then like as soon as I get it, I like get to just start dumpster diving through it, like just a completely unknown code. That is going to be fun. And then Chat and I are gonna have to like figure out something to do. It's gonna be fun. You know what? I think it's not just entertainment value. I will tell you this. I think that senior engineers look through code differently. And I would say many senior engineers look through code differently than other senior engineers. But my point being is that while we all develop a technique to understand the code, it is a technique that we've developed. And I don't know, I like watching other people go through code because I learn techniques and things from them while going through it. So I think it could be a little educational. Mostly entertainment. Mostly it should be entertainment. Man, when you guys see me... Oh, Toggle! I have a problem. I have a problem with Anathema. I have a problem with Anathema. And you're here. And so, did you just leave? Did Togglebit just left? Okay, so hear me out. I think I have a solution to this, but it was also something that kind of stumped me the other night and made me weep a little inside. So I was doing well, and I have this thread here that I create that's listening to Twitch. And what I wanted to do was basically send a channel to update the text, the state. But there is no clean way of doing this. So this state thing here has to be in this, and you can't clone it. Like, all this code here is garbage because I wasn't even thinking about it. You can't clone it because it's not garbage collected, and so then this is a thing that gets freed immediately, and so I can't return it because it's the interface to the state. So the only way that I could think of doing it, and I can do it this way if this is the way to do it, is this state function here actually calls basically a try receive on a listener, and then updates based if there's anything on that try receive. That's the only way I can think of it. Oh, you said try receive. Okay. So, oh, there's a tick function. Okay, so I could just do it in the tick function as well. Okay. So that's the way to do it. Okay, so that's what I came to, but it was like midnight the other night when I got to this, and I was just like, oh, I'm just going to wrap it in an arc, and then I'll just copy the data out of it. And then I was like, oh, dumb me. I can't do that. And then I was like, crap. I'll move on. But then I thought, oh, well, I could just do the try receive. And I guess there's a tick. Yeah, okay, cool. So then I can just update the state on tick. I was just going to call, I was going to call the try receive in the state. But okay, this is fine. Okay, cool. No rush. This was not me, like, I just ran across it, and at first I was like, oh, I have no idea what I've done. And then I figured I would do that. I didn't realize that there was a tick function. So this will be great. I'll just use the tick function, and that will be fantastic because I'll just use this to update it. But I can use this just fine. This is just fine. Yeah, this will be just fine. And then I can undo all of it. I can undo all. Don't look at this toggle. This is. Oh. Don't look at this. I don't get what you're saying, Dutch. Yeah, so anyway, sorry. I didn't realize tick was a function, and yeah, I didn't I didn't realize that it hurt my head when I first got to it. And I guess I came to the same conclusion that you did. Wait. This is my state. I said, this is my state. Why is it called my state? The naming on this channel is phenomenal. Phenomenal. My space was taken. All right. Let's see. I tore this all apart trying to make it like work with a mutex, which was like my first problem with like, oh, it just needs a shared reference. I'm just gonna put an arc in there, and then I was like, oh, if it has an arc, then the runtime. When I put it on the runtime, it was like, oh, this needs a mutex because the runtime is putting it on its own thread. I was like, oh, okay, I'll throw a mutex in there, and then as soon as I got to the end of that rabbit hole, I was like, yeah, this isn't even gonna work. Like, nothing about this was going to work. So, anyways, I'm going to call it for a night. Now we have a path forward. We have a tick event. We can clean this back up to what it was working with. We still have one problem where it doesn't scroll as the text hits the bottom of the screen in the viewport. So the viewport doesn't scroll with the text. But I've heard that the fix for that is also coming, so I'm just going to play the waiting game. We have plenty of things to do. That's not this. Oh, I can do that? I thought... Oh. Well, the code is kind of a dumpster fire because it doesn't exist at this point. I mean, the code will be here. Yes, I push a message to state. That's been working because we used state.push here, and this was working. This worked, okay? This worked. Now, I haven't done, I haven't actually used this one, but it does compile. It does. It also ran and worked. There's a stream. There's a VOD of it. Well, it doesn't right now because I did all the other stupid stuff. You know, down here. So I can fix all of this stuff and then I'll show you this working if you'd like Saturday. I can't tonight. It's midnight. Dude, this was working. I have streams of it. I meant how now that you added the state back in. We're getting the 0. So self is the view. 0 is the state. Oh, now that I've removed the lock. Yeah, this might not work because of the lock stuff. Yeah, you're right about that. This is state.chats. That. It will have to be updated, just because of everything. Okay. Okay, I'll give it a try. Whenever I get this all fixed up. I'll give it a try. Well, because I'll need to make part of the state. No, the view. The on tick is on the view. So I'll give the view. I guess we won't do this anymore either. We'll make this a full class citizen because it will have to hold the channels for communication. So I'll do this later, but or another day. I do need to go, but I'll give it a try. So you're saying to use push back here instead of just push? Well, Toggle, as somebody once told me, I'll see you on the other side. Okay, Toggle? I'll see you on the other side. Well, I wasn't threatening him, everybody. Just so everyone knows. He said it first. All right. See you, everyone. Let's go raid somebody. Who should we go raid? Let's find somebody to raid. Let's go find somebody to raid. Let's see. RW Grimm is going. Let's do RW Grimm. I think he writes in C a lot. I hope you guys have a fantastic evening, morning, rest of your day. Thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it, and hopefully we all learned something today. RW Grimm.
That points people to the author's file. Merrick counts with the raid. Welcome. How's your stream? What are you up to tonight? I don't recognize your name, but I'll give you a shout out anyways. What are you working on tonight? Alright, okay. Let's ready to follow, that's fine. Who's writing Rust? Nice. He's come to save my soul. Oh, lovely. You're Clavinex? Okay, that sounds kind of familiar. Bit of Rust now. Cool. Wait, a database schema in, or like working on a database in Rust, or just, you know, talking to a database from Rust? I assume the former. Right now we're just doing cleanup work, but I mean, we're always doing cleanup work, but we're doing monotonous work at the moment. Because we can't seem to get our license headers right on our files. And we would like them to be consistent. So that's what we're doing right now. Working on a okay. Like an actual database engine. That's cool. Oop, hold on. Gotta go get Slater out of the basement. They're back. Hopefully he will be quick.